What's up, guys? Rich here again for another episode of Youth in Business TV. This is episode 9. In this episode, I'm going to talk about social media. So, how to use social media to benefit your business. So, just a little bit about what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk to you guys about things like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. The first part, I'm just going to talk about how I personally use social media, to give you guys an example, and then I'll sort of get into some of the other websites that I don't necessarily use, but may be beneficial to you in whatever business that you're in. So about social media, I mean, obviously, you guys are the last people I need to talk about. I need to talk to about social media. Social media is made for young people, and a lot of the time it's made by young people. So it's just the newest thing. People 20 years ago had no idea that there was going to be such a thing as social media. We would have never envisioned, like I say, 20, maybe 30 years ago that we would even use the internet in the ways that we do. But the best part about social media is that nowadays, a lot of us, just about every one of us uses social media. And most of the time it's free. Not always, not all aspects of it are free, and I'll get into that. I'll get into, how you can advertise on these websites, but for the most part it is free, and it's just something that we're all connected to. So it's really going to be a great resource for you guys as far as advertising your business, getting yourselves out there. So, like I said, I want to talk about three in particular: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Facebook is going to be pretty much the number one social media website that you guys are going to benefit from. I'm not going to say it's the number one site that you're going to use, but I would say it's probably the most encompassing of the social media sites. Obviously, a lot of us have Facebook. Okay, a lot of the websites that I'm going to talk about, the social media sites, they basically are specialized Facebooks. So if you're writing a blog on Blogster, okay, well, there's a blog on Facebook. Okay, if you're posting pictures on Pinterest or Instagram, well, there's pictures on Facebook. If you're posting ads to Google+, there's ads on Facebook. So what I'm saying is Facebook should be the top of your list as far as advertising for your business, okay? And it's not just advertising, it's really getting the word out there about your business. As I said to you guys before, advertising to friends is never a good idea. Okay, it's a good way to lose friends. Most people don't care, and it's just really annoying. So I would say never advertise to your friends. But with things like Facebook and really the other sites as well, you don't have to advertise to your friends for them to know what it is you do. You want to have your business benefit from these websites. So a way that I, let people know what I'm doing, but I don't necessarily advertise to them, is I'll just write a post on my Facebook about my business. I'll just say something like, "Living the dream," forget the 9 to 5. I'm doing my thing or something. Hashtag, 5-star closet company or whatever. Obviously I'm putting my website or something like that. So, so that's how you can use Facebook. That's one way that you can use Facebook to better enhance your business's presence online through social media. Another thing is, obviously Facebook has pages. You can have a like page to where, you have your thing and people come and like it. You can have groups. You can have, what else? There's a lot of different things on Facebook besides just your account specifically. I have a photography account. I have a photography page. I told you guys in an earlier episode why I never made a page for Youth in Business TV on Facebook, and that's because I just have so many already. I have my businesses page, I have my photography page, I have 2 other pages that I manage as far as photography, and then when football season starts up, I'm going to have a fantasy football page. So I just have a lot of pages on Facebook, and it does get overwhelming sometimes, but the nice part about it is that it's all on one website. It's all on Facebook. I just look to my left, and it's all right there. So I can just click each one and see what's new, update whatever, post pictures, post videos, It's very, very easy. So again, Facebook is definitely going to be your number one. Make a page for sure of whatever your business is. If you have a restaurant, you can make a page for the restaurant, have people like it, yada yada. But there are still ways that you can use just your regular Facebook page to better your business's presence. Okay, so Facebook, good. Next is Instagram. Okay, I would say Instagram is probably the second best social media website for any business, especially a young business. I'd say that's second to Facebook because a lot of people have Instagram. A lot of people will link their Instagram to their Facebook. So even if you're not friends with that person on Instagram, if you're friends on Facebook, they'll see it because you're going to link the two. And then the other reason is because it's mostly for pictures, okay? Pictures and videos, right? But what do you do that doesn't, that a picture won't help you in your business? You know what I'm saying? Even if, like I said, let's say you have a restaurant. Even if you have a restaurant, I mean, you're not taking, pictures is not necessarily, what a restaurant needs to be, to promote them, but you can take pictures of some food that you do, or you can take pictures of, the table dressings and just say, awesome day at my job or whatever, and then post that on Instagram, and a lot of people are going to see that, Another great thing about Instagram that I like is, you don't have to have your actual friends liking and commenting and sharing your pictures. There's an app for your phone. I think it's for Android and iPhone. I have Android, so I know it's on Android. I'm sure it's on iPhone too. But it's an app where you can put, specifically, you can put hashtags specific to what your picture is, so that these will go out onto the whole system of Instagram, and anybody will see them, and anybody can like them and share them and stuff. So it's not uncommon that you put a picture of whatever it is your business is, you put these hashtags on there, and then, an hour, 2 hours later, you got like 30 or 40 likes, right there. So anybody who is your friend who sees that, they're going to be like, wow, this is a really popular picture. Like, this person's picture is doing really well on Instagram, so I'm going to really pay attention to it, I'm going to put the name of the app right here on the bottom, so you guys can check that out. Okay, anyone can use that. Anyone can benefit from that. And then the third one is YouTube. Okay, YouTube is a really great resource for businesses, especially young businesses. Obviously, this series is shot on YouTube, so of course I'm going to speak its praise it. But another thing, for both of my business endeavors, because I do construction and I have kind of a side gig in photography. For both of those, I use YouTube a lot. Okay, what I do for my construction business is I post ads on Craigslist. Okay, and Craigslist is a website, most of you know that, where you have an ad, and you can have text, you can have links, you can have pictures. You can have all these different things, and so anything that's online related can go on there. So I will often, every ad I do, I put a video to about my closet business, and basically it's just a slideshow with music, and it's just showing the different types of closets that you can get. So, that video, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube, but that video has the most views and likes because I promote that the most for my business, for my construction business. So, that's a good way for you to stand out. Well, definitely as for Craigslist, that's for you a good way for you to stand out is to have a video of what you're doing. But even, even having the video, like the link on your business card or something, you can say, Anna's house cleaning, check it out, here's my card, and, if you want to see my services, watch my YouTube video. So, anything you want to say about your business can be on your YouTube video. It can be a 2 or 3 minute thing, but you can get a lot of content in there. So people will really, and you make a really great video, people are going to be like, wow, this person's for real. This person really has their stuff together. So anybody with the internet can watch YouTube videos, okay? So use that, utilize that. Most people have the internet. I mean, even if you just have your cell phone. I know some people, they don't have Wi-Fi or whatever at home, but they just have their cell phone. So you could just, check it out, watch a QR code, scan a QR code, and then there you are watching a video. And then another thing for YouTube is for my photography gigs, every type of photography I offer, I have a video. So, I mean, I do nightlife photography, so I'm at clubs and bars. I have a video for that. I have a video for concert photography, so it's all just concerts. I have a video for event photography, so when I do like a backdrop with the lighting setups and I just take pictures of people at events, I have a video for that. All those videos get views, all those videos get likes, and it's just a great way to promote, my photography endeavor. So it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter if it's construction, photography, a restaurant, anything, any type of business you have, you can make a short video on YouTube, and people will really, feel that you are a credible person when you do that. So definitely utilize YouTube, okay? It's free. YouTube is free. I think a lot of people may wonder about that. Not everyone has a YouTube account, but it is free, so go ahead and do that. It'll help you out a lot. Another thing I want to talk about as far as social media websites is actually using QR codes. I just spoke about that a few minutes ago. QR codes, if you don't know, they're those little square barcode looking things. They have like 3 or 4 big squares in the middle and then like what looks like a barcode in the middle. Those basically, there's an app on your phone you can download, and it'll scan that and it'll send you directly to a website, like a web page. So you can make a YouTube video, and then instead of typing in, because a YouTube video, the URL is going to be really long. It's going to be like JQ81744. So instead of writing all that out, like on your business card or on your flyer, you can actually go to a website, and I'm going to give you that website right here. Okay, I use it all the time. You can go to that website and it will automatically, for free, generate a QR code, and all you have to do is just, put your phone over it, it'll scan it, and it'll send it right there. So you just click view, and you're watching the video. QR codes are like the newest thing. They've been around for a little while, but definitely use those, okay? Because instead of, like I say, typing in that long URL, putting that on your business card, you just put a QR code. You can make them really tiny. Your phone will still be able to read it. So a lot of people will be turned off by this long, obscure QR code that they may mistake one, little digit or whatever. Whereas if you just have that code, they scan it and they're viewing it. So a lot of people, all my business cards have QR codes. I hand them out, and sometimes I will meet young people that are like, well, what is this? I don't know how to use this, So not every young person obviously knows what a QR code is, but, it's catching on. It's going to be the norm very, very soon, so don't be shy to do that. Another thing is I'll put the QR code, and then below it I will put the actual address. So if somebody doesn't know what it is and they want and they need to get there, they can just type it in. But anyways, go to that website, use QR codes, all your ads, all your Facebook stuff, not Facebook, but all your online stuff should utilize QR codes. Okay, it's very, very useful, very helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some of the other social media sites. I don't, I don't use all these sites. I've only dabbled in them. Some of them I don't really know what they do. Some of them I've never even heard of them till tonight. So I'm just going to kind of give you, a basic, breakdown of what they are. If you already know what some of these are, then great. Maybe you already have some of these, social media sites and stuff. Then you're a step ahead. Like I say, in this series, everything I'm telling you guys is stuff that I know, what I've learned. I'm not an expert in business. I'm just an expert in my field, my trade. So hopefully this list will be useful to you guys. And if it's not, then I apologize. Really, when it comes to social media, when it comes to your business, okay, because this series is not about just construction businesses and photography businesses and businesses that I personally am familiar with. It's about all types of businesses. So whatever business you're in, you have to figure out what social media your websites are going to be they're going to work for you. Okay, it's always best to meet people that are in your industry and and find out from them what it is they do and how they are successful. Okay. Somebody said that in one of our interviews, and that was very true. Somebody told me once, if you want to become someone, if you want to become a certain thing, you have to read books on that, and you have to hang out with those types of people. So if you want to be an accountant, okay, you have to read books on accounting, and you have to hang out with other accountants. Okay, if you want to be a gangbanger, you have to read books on gangbanging, and you have to start hanging out with a bunch of gangbangers. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you want to be, you have to do those two things. Okay, and so anyways, so listen to the list that I give you. You can hear about how I use it, but for your specific industry, it's going to be different. Okay, so the first one on the list I have is Twitter. Okay, a lot of you guys know what Twitter is. Probably a lot of you guys have Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I don't really know what Twitter's for, to be honest with you. I mean, I know what it's about. I don't see the purpose in it for my business. So if it's essential, if you feel that it can help you, then use it. For me, it's just something that I've already got Facebook, and I've already got these other these few other medias. So when I use those, I spend a lot of time on that. If I were to get a Twitter, I'd have to learn how to use it. I'd have to, build an audience and do all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. So it's just not something that I really get into. Next one would be LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically just a professionals networking for professionals. So from what I take, I think I have one. I think I signed up for one time, but I don't ever use it or anything. I don't even know if I have any friends or whatever, followers. I don't even know how that works. From what I take, it's very like white collar, like suit and tie kind of professional. So if you're a lawyer or an accountant or a tax preparer or something, that would be a site that you would go to and you would connect with other people in those industries. So definitely, if you're a white collar person, definitely check that out. If you're blue collar like me, then investigate it, but it may not be that beneficial to you. As I said, I don't have one very much. Okay, Pinterest is another one. That's a really big one, obviously. Now Pinterest, and you probably know what Pinterest is. It's you post pictures and you share pictures. A lot of people, all they do is post pictures on Pinterest. A lot of people, all they do is share pictures on Pinterest. So they don't necessarily upload their own. They just kind of share what's already out there. I've found Pinterest not to be beneficial as far as advertising my business, but it helps my business in the way that I'll have clients go on there and they'll look for stuff, look for cool kind of closet organizing kind of stuff, and then they send that to me, and so I go, oh, okay, I can make that or I can build that or whatever. So that's how it helps my business, but I don't actually go on there and post. I do have I have a Pinterest. I use it for fun mostly. I like looking up pictures, certain types of pictures and things. So I'll do that. But But I have a few of my work and some of the things I've done, but they don't have any likes or shares or anything, so it's not really that beneficial that I've found. Okay, next is Google Plus. So Google Plus is that's a pretty fast-growing social media site. If you go on, if you type in like what is Google Plus, it'll say blah blah blah. It can do this, it can do that, it can do the other, it can wash your car, it can do everything for you, and it'll say it's the fastest growing social media site on the planet or whatever, which is probably true, and that's simply because Google makes you create one for a lot of the things that you do. Like if you make a YouTube, you have to have a Google Plus. You connect them, and a lot of other things as well. A lot of other sites will do that. So from what I've seen, it looks like a newer kind of version of Facebook, really. Just it's like posts and your picture and your wallpaper thing or whatever. So I don't really see how, like, to me that doesn't seem very interesting. I'm not going to go on somebody's Google Plus and read what they've done in the past week. If I really care about reading about somebody, I'll check out their Facebook. But that's just me. The only thing about Google Plus is you can do advertisements on there. So you can actually pay to make an ad. And that reaches a lot of people, okay? Because now we're talking about Google. And who doesn't use Google? You see what I'm saying? So so there is a good, that is a good resource, I would say, as far as advertising, but probably not much else. Again, this is all just my opinion, my experience. If you know more about it than I do, then great. But I'm just giving you guys my view. Okay, next one would be Tumblr. Okay, and Tumblr is it's kind of like what LiveJournal used to be. If anybody remembers what LiveJournal is, it's just basically like a blog. Okay, so you're gonna put posts, pictures, a lot of. I find that Tumblr, it's a lot of images. It's a lot of pictures with descriptions and things. Whereas some of the older blogging websites like LiveJournal, it was mostly just text. So, but those kinds of things. Again, if I want to blog something, I'm going to use my blog on Facebook. But if you already use Tumblr, because there's a lot of people on there. If you already use Tumblr and you have kind of a following, then you can utilize your network of people to get your word out, to get your business's word out. Again, try not to advertise to these people, but just let them know what you're doing. Say, hey, I made a new business, blah, blah, blah. Check it out. Here's my link, stuff like that. That will get people interested. If they care about you, if they're your real friend, then they'll check that out. And, now I know blah, blah, blah. Now I know somebody who does whatever, so-and-so. So that's how you can kind of utilize that. Okay, there's another one. It's called, it's just like VK. It's a European social media website. And this one I've never even heard of, ever. I had no idea what it was, but it came up on the top list of social media networks. I can't really say much about it because I have no idea what it is, but it has to do with, it's a European website. So if you're European, you should get one. Or if your target audience is European, then you should get one. And then you should learn how to use it and tell me what it does, because I have no idea. Let's see. The next one is Flickr. And Flickr, if you guys don't know, is basically, it's like what PhotoBucket. It's like PhotoBucket. And if you don't know what PhotoBucket is, then forget that analogy. But basically, it's just a collection of images. Sort of like Pinterest, and sort of like Instagram, but it's basically just you put albums of images up. I think you post your own. There's not a lot of reposting. There's not a lot of reposting or repinning like Pinterest, but you put your own pictures up. I use it for fun. I don't use it for business. I go on there to find pictures of things I'm interested in, but I'm sure there's a way that you could use it to help your business. I don't know specifically. If nothing else, you could just host images, and then you can share the images. Oh, you know what? I take it back. The other thing they have is they have groups, and I almost forgot. I do have a friend, a photography friend, who he goes on Flickr a lot, and he shares his images, or he puts his images up, and a lot of people will like go on there, comment on them, you know, oh, this is cool, that one I don't like, blah blah blah. So he'll kind of get input from people, and then they have like groups on there where you can actually talk to other people in photography. So I guess it's more of that one is more maybe like a photography thing because it's all just images. But I'm sure there's other things. I'm sure there's a lot of other types of industries on Flickr. So check that out. It's something cool. It's something to do. I don't use it a lot. I mean, I have one because my photography friend, you know, it was somebody when I first started doing photography. He was kind of mentoring me, and he said he used it a lot. So I signed up, and I kind of, you know, did it a little bit, but I just don't use it anymore. I don't have time for that. So. Okay, another one, believe it or not, is MySpace. People still use MySpace. The best thing for me as far as MySpace is the music player. Okay, obviously everybody used to use it about 6, 7 years ago, but now all I have my MySpace for is just listening to music. So if you're in the music industry, if you are a band or something, get a MySpace, okay? Upload your songs. Maybe even make them downloadable for free. People still go on there and listen to the music, so that could be a good resource for you. Okay, another one which I have used and I will vouch for is Meetup. It's called Meetup.com. Basically, if you've ever seen it, the symbol is like those little name tag things that say like, "Hello, my name is," and then you type in or you write in your name. That's the symbol. It says Meetup on it. Basically, it's groups of people in real life, but they get together, but they coordinate online. So let's say I used to have one, and I've done it a few times. Let's say the one I was in and I used a lot was it was a San Francisco Giants fan club or something like that. So it was a group of people, mostly guys, some gals. And we would get together and schedule dates to go watch the Giants play baseball. Okay, so we would say, "Oh, let's meet up at Fanny Ann's in Old Sac, and we'll watch the Giants, and we'll get a space, we'll get all the tables, we'll reserve it, and then we'll all go in there and get our food, and we'll just it's just a hangout thing. It's just like we're just gonna hang out." I would say Meetup is probably a pretty good one because a lot of people use it. A lot of people know about it. I would say if your business has to do with groups of people, then Meetup would be a really good social media site for you. If whatever it is you're doing has to do with a quantity of people as opposed to just individuals, then Meetup is good. Like I say, a lot of people use Meetup. A lot of us have probably never heard of it, maybe, or we've heard of it, but we don't use it. But a lot of older folks, a lot of people that they're not, maybe they schedule their stuff online a lot. They would definitely use Meetup. So it's a good site to use. Let's see, and then the last one I have down here is Blogger. Blogger basically is just another blogging website. It's a lot like the first one I talked about. What was it? Tumblr. It's similar in the fact that it's just a blog. You have pictures, you have text, you have entries and dates and stuff like that. I don't have a Blogger. The only time I've ever used Blogger is sometimes when I want to find pictures on the internet. I'll type in Google, whatever it is I'm looking for, and it'll send me a link to a it'll send me a link to a Blogger post or page or something like that. So if you're already established in Blogger, like if you already have an account, then you can start kind of posting about your business. But if you don't already have one, then maybe it's not something you're really interested in, because again, you'd have to build a following, you'd have to build subscribers and viewers and blah 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 blah. So it may not be really worth all that work. But and then the last one I really want to talk about. It's not really a social media site, and I know I always talk about it every episode, but it's Craigslist. Okay, Craigslist is by far the number one way to get business on your whatever it is you do. I use it for everything, you know. I use it for my construction. I use it for my photography. If I have an event coming up, you know, like we're gonna have you know, a bikini bull riding contest at one of the places that I take pictures at. That's coming up. So, you know, so I'll put, you know, I'll make an ad on Craigslist, put some pictures and some text and, you know, whatever, and I'll post it, and you know, that brings a lot of people in the door. You know, it's just a way for you to advertise on there. It's free. You know, it's just a great site. Definitely use it. Like I was saying in another episode, a lot of people don't use it because they think, well, you know, only weirdos use Craigslist, or, you know, I don't want to be a weirdo if I use it, or I don't want to attract weirdos to my business. And I would tell you that no, the only way you get weirdos to your business is if you yourself are a weirdo, because you know, when you put if you put an ad out there and it's like you got bad English and bad spelling, and then you're just going to attract those kinds of people to your business, which is never good. So if you're normal, you know, then you'll attract normal people. I guarantee it, guys. I really mean that. Another thing I want to talk about Craigslist is, you know, any type of person uses that. You know, from the low end guy who just wants to save a nickel on you know, whatever it is he's trying to buy, all the way up to the high priced customer will go on there. You know, if you're looking for, you know, a Mercedes-Benz dealer, well, you know, you can look, there's different places, but you can also look on Craigslist, okay? Because anybody in between those two types of people, they advertise on there. So you can be one of them. You can find services yourself there, and you can find all kinds of stuff on there. So use Craigslist. Again, it's not a social media site, but it's definitely a web presence that I really recommend you guys doing. Okay? So again, this episode was all about social media. One more thing I really want to touch on is, you know, like I said in the beginning of the episode, how you use social media is really dependent on, you know, who your target audience is. If your target audience is like a totally young crowd, you know, you want to have young people buying, you know, iPhone 5s or 6s whenever they come out or whatever, then social media is going to be your best friend, because every young person has some type of social media, just about. If, you know, if your demographic is an older crowd, you know, like mine is, my construction business is not for young people. I don't do work for anybody that's under maybe 30 years old, really. So, you know, if that's my target audience, then maybe I don't use the same social media sites, but I still use YouTube. You know, I still use, you know, some of the other ones that I talked about. So again, it's just all about your industry. You know, whoever you want to attract, that's, you know, what you got to do. But my point is, you know, use the tools that are available to you. Somebody once told me that, you know, they said, you know, use every, you know, avenue that you can to advertise your business, especially when it's free, because most social media sites are free. So, you know, so why not use it? You know, it's just a good way to get your name out there. Some people, you know, maybe you're in an industry that you don't want to have a web presence. You know, maybe you don't want to be known to the greater, you know, to the broad, you know, public audience. Then maybe you don't use social media for your business. You know, I personally, I distance my Facebook from my construction business. So, you know, my real name, Rich Dioka, that's not my name I use on Facebook. I use a different name. Just because I don't want my clients typing in Rich Dioka and finding me and seeing my pictures. And I mean, even though I make my profile private, I don't want them to see the wrong picture or something and just, you know, and think wrong of me, and then, you know, have me lose a job because of that. So be smart about using social media. You know, I know a lot of people that they do that. They don't use their real name on their Facebook or their social media sites, just so that their clients don't get a hold of them. Because, you know, your personal life is Facebook and all those things it's all about broadcasting your personal life. You know, 20 years ago, nobody ever did that. So we have to be careful with what we say online, because it can be traced. So So that's pretty much it for the social media episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, this is episode 9, Youth in Business TV. It's a, you know, if you're new to this series, it's basically just an informal, you know, web series about me telling you guys how to start and maintain and be successful in your business. I'm not a business expert. I'm just a young business owner myself, and I want input from you guys. You know, if you have something you want to hear, if you have something you want to have said, if you want to be interviewed, if you're a young business owner, then hit me up. You know, get a hold of me, and we'll make that happen. Okay. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been great. Be sure to follow our Facebook, okay, because I did make one finally. And be sure to subscribe to the web series, and please, you know, share, like, comment, you know, let people know what's going on, because this series is really going to be you know, a useful tool for a lot of young people that are trying to get started in business. Okay? So thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.